Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 3, Episode 6. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 3, Episode 6, titled A Gamble in the Desert. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
I think that the one thing we want to mention, besides the fact that we're again attempting video, is that we have an Etsy store and it is doing fantastic. And we want you to visit it. And it is LALU locked down on Etsy. The LALU is uppercase, and then the locked is just an uppercase L, and the D is an uppercase D for down. But I don't think it matters. I think you can find it no matter what. We have 18 sales so far. We have stickers, we have magnets, anything you can think of. And also, if you have something that you want to suggest that you would like to see a quote on a sticker or magnet, as long as we feel it'll sell well, we will put it up there for you, and then we'll promote the website again every time we have a new product. And thank you to everyone who has purchased so far. It's been amazing, and it is such a great way for us to promote ourselves.
Absolutely. So this week we start with Destiny and Sean, and Destiny's been out for 3 days and they're in what appears to be an airport.
She's scared. She has never gone on a plane before, I believe she said. They're moving to Las Vegas. I was just slightly confused about this. How is she out on bail yet has no stipulations as to where she has to be or when she has to be there? She's not on an ankle monitor. She doesn't have any restrictions as to where she has to be, like as if she's on parole. So she can be out on bail, but she has no rules as to where she can be when she's out on bail. Confusing to me. They're gonna go to Las Vegas, and they're excited to start their life together, but they're really not starting their life together. They don't know what's gonna happen. She hasn't gone to court yet.
So, knowing what we know now, I feel
Yeah.
like this is probably a completely fictionalized storyline and
Okay.
she was just getting out. It never would have occurred to me that that could be a possibility before, but you're right. She doesn't have an ankle monitor. She is out on bail. She is a flight risk. And, the whole the all-encompassing idea here is that he's going to lose $50,000, $50,000, $50,000. But what if that's not true at all? What if there was never a 50,000?
You called it out, the flight risk thing. So she's a flight risk, but she just got on a flight to Las Vegas.
Right.
So right there, we caught them. We caught you.
It seems like they're full of shit. Like it seems like a made-up storyline.
Yeah.
But Destiny says she's feeling blessed as fuck. That sounds like something I would say.
How are you feeling? Blessed as fuck.
Blessed as fuck, boy.
It, yeah. Okay. I can't with the show right now. He says this isn't the first time he's lived with a woman. I should hope fucking not, because he was with a woman that he had 6 children with.
Can you imagine having 6 kids with
Thanks.
somebody? Yeah, you have 6 kids with somebody and you've never lived with them?
He's visited her exactly 6 times around the time of ovulation. Ovulation.
Ovulation. Are you ovulating? He's
Is you ovulating?
So not only has he lived with Kelly, but he said there was another woman who robbed him, who stole everything from his apartment, and another one who was a diva princess. And he says, fuck that bitch. Watch your mouth, sir.
Yeah. I am never a fan, and we know this, of anyone calling a woman a bitch for any reason. I mean, I think it's cool woman to woman to woman, but no man should ever call a woman a bitch. Um And I now cannot unsee the fact that people say that Sean looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. I can't unsee it. I'm trying and I can't.
He's just not my favorite, you know, and I feel like that's understating it. He's just not my favorite. But Sean says that he trusts Destiny and the bond that they share. Based on what?
Bond that they share. This is the first time that they have fucking seen each other
Ever,
in live.
right?
Yeah. Well, we skipped the whole like plane experience or whatever. I don't know if they're not showing it because she's not actually supposed to be on a plane, whatever. But they're driving through Vegas now. And she says it's so pretty, the lights and the casinos. And she's ready to see what it's all about. And she's ready to party and have fun. Of course you are.
Yeah. He shows her the house and she goes, "Oh, it's huge."
It, did we talk about this house? Is it an Airbnb? Where are we?
He
Did
said he rented the house. He said he moved out there. He moved to Vegas a year ago for a job promotion. Doesn't he manage a garage?
I? It's so, yes.
That
A
just
No, I don't know what's happening here. We saw him managing a like small-ish garage thing with Hector and someone else, and now all of a sudden he's got a promotion and he's in Vegas. I don't know. I feel like production lost track of where they were going with this storyline.
every time they show Hector, I just hear Joe's voice in my head go, "Hector, my boy."
Hector, my boy. Yeah, there was a lot of this was a Hector heavy episode. Let's just
Heavily
put it
Hector.
that way.
So he shows her the bedroom and more clothes that he bought for her.
Yeah, a big spread of clothes. Actually, that would be exciting to me. I would still think in myself, there is not a chance that this shit's going to actually fit. And there would probably be a lot of sleeveless stuff where I would be like, I'm not fucking wearing that.
Well, you would assume if you're going to go out and buy a bunch of clothes or whatever for somebody, you're going to find out what they want. What kind of clothes do you want?
I still think men would get it wrong. I really just think that yeah. He wants her to he wants Destiny to decorate the place, make it feel like home. Like you said, he shows her the bedroom and she says, "Oh, well this is where all the magic is going to happen, right?"
Everybody says that. It's not funny. It wasn't funny the first time. It's not funny now. It's not
I
clever.
I don't want to imagine Sean making magic with
Anyone.
anyone.
The thing is, like, Destiny doesn't strike me as the type of person who wants to decorate. You know, she doesn't, well, it's not like she wants to have a house so she can decorate. She wants to live in Vegas so she can go out and drink 24 hours and do God knows what.
Yeah, she's just going to stick up one of those like felt unicorn posters and like uh yeah, and a dream catcher, and that's it. And that's all
There you go.
she's going to do.
Here's an inflatable sex doll.
In the corner.
Yep. She asks him when they're going to go out, and he says they need to just lay low for a while and for like the next 2 weeks until her court date.
She is not having this. She just does not want to do that. She wants to go out and do something. Okay, this is a party girl. This is a girl who has lived life on the edge for her entire life. And she was a drug user. And this is not, her life is not stay at home, have a quiet wine night with some food and friends. That is not a Destiny type of night.
No, definitely not. But Sean tells Destiny that Hector and his wife are coming over, and she says she doesn't want to hang out with his friends. You don't have any friends in Vegas. You've never been there.
I think that was extremely rude and I didn't like it at all. I mean, this man is funding your life. You should at least be like, oh, cool. Okay, how about saying, oh, let's meet your friends and maybe they'll be interested in going out for a drink. How about that? How about being, a civil human being? Sean says he's pretty much dated just quiet girls and Destiny is a party girl. Okay, so then why did you pick her? Oh, I know why you picked her, because you thought she was fucking pretty and you didn't read any of her bio at all.
There's obviously more going on than what he's acknowledging. So she convinces him to go out, but he tells her that Hector is still coming over. Like, we're not just going to cancel on them. And she gets mad, but then eventually was like, well, I guess they are going to have to go out too, because we all want to go out. You want to go out.
And the reason why he's so concerned, again, is because if she doesn't show up in Sacramento, he loses that $50,000. So this is super concerning for him. Number one, she can be a drunk idiot and fucking cause a problem and get rearrested. And then there, whoops, $50,000 out the fucking window, because then she's arrested in Las Vegas. I don't know. I almost said would they have to deport her, but that's not the correct term.
Deported back to California.
They would have to I don't know what the word is, but yeah,
Extradite her.
extradite.
Well, she says that he's not going to tell her what to do, period, which just sounds like a Destiny thing to say. I would like to talk to one of them and to get the truth, but I don't really particularly want to talk to either of them.
Same. I was thinking about this earlier. I'm thinking, well, Sean is never going to talk to us because we have talked so much shit about him, and I don't see that ending in the near future. And Destiny is not going to talk to us because I don't know where the fuck she actually is.
Yeah, she just pops up online every once in a while, but for the most part, I don't know. I don't hear much about her.
Yeah.
Next up, Tyrese and Shanda, and Tyrese is still waiting outside the prison, and he's been there for 40 to 50 minutes when she finally calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was expecting her out at 1:30 and it's almost 2. She hasn't come out. We have to have this excitement. And what the excitement really is that he's just in the wrong place. And he needs she calls him and she says, "Hey, where are you?" And he's like, I'm waiting for you." And she goes, "I'm at the bus station." So they took her out a different way and he's sitting in his blue suit in a completely different, I guess, like, release section. I don't know what the fuck to call it. Gate?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess either they didn't go out by him or she was just on a bus or something and they wouldn't let her stop. I guess it makes sense that the prison would want her to be at the bus station to give a better chance of her showing up at the halfway house because she has to
True.
catch that bus. So, well, Tyrese says he wanted to hug and cuddle her, but the situation has changed.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so now they're late because they have a certain amount of time that they have to get to the halfway house. We've seen this a million times. And so now they, like, literally he wanted to, like, have sex and stuff, but now they, like, have to, like, go, 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 go. He hasn't spent any time with her without guards watching, and he is just excited. He wants to see what it's like to spend with her as a person, like, on the outside. And he also says that, like, he is just sick of, we heard him say this before, he's sick of being a bachelor and he just wants to be married. Um, After speaking with him, we know that this was not the case, or at least what he says was not the case. But yeah.
So he just hands her roses. Yeah, and they kiss. And she looks at him and she says she wasn't expecting the blue suit. I don't feel like she appreciated it for what it was.
But you know what, though? She didn't look embarrassed by it. She didn't look
No.
upset about it. Like, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Okay, I did not dislike the blue suit because I feel like if a man's gonna show up for you like that in a blue suit, all spruced up like that, he took time to be looking the best possible for you, and I think that that was so romantic, and I thought that that was great, and he looked amazing. Not everyone could pull off that suit.
No, seriously. I mean, the majority of people couldn't pull off that suit, but he did it.
No.
He says seeing her makes him feel great.
Yeah, she says, "I finally get to see Tyrese for the full time for the first time out of prison." You know, walks up in the blue suit, wasn't expecting that, and, like, he's so happy. She seems genuinely happy. He says, "My baby is finally home." And I we like I s we like I said, we spoke to Tyrese, and he said that this was all kind of like a setup situation, but in my heart of hearts, I wanna feel that this is real because I liked this one. It felt so, like, pure compared to the other shit, right?
It Yeah, I mean, everybody's disappointed that she took off on him for the storyline, but
Yeah,
he did seem to care about her
yeah.
genuinely. So she shows us the clothes that he got for her, and he got her a a style as well.
He did a good if this is really what he picked out for her, he did a good job. She looks so cute. She looks super cute in her that jacket was great. I loved that jacket
Yeah.
she puts on. Yeah, she walks out, he says she looks amazing. He's such a gentleman.
And she says that she can see a future with him, and it's not because he puts money on her books.
Mhm.
What I thought was most interesting from this scene is she says that dating on the inside and seeing them on the outside are two totally different things.
And that has to be probably one of the truest statements that we hear people say on this show. I absolutely feel that that is the truth. It is 100% different. Um, I just feel like it's like a fantasy when they're on the inside, and when then they get out, real life just hits, you know? It just hits. You know how we went into like a little bit of a panty talk on the last few episodes about prison undies. She was going through the clothes that he bought her, and she pulls out like the bras and undies, and it was not sexy shit or whatever. It was comfortable, kind of like everyday stuff. And we did speculate like what like prison underwear and bras would be. And she said that what they issue you is like a brown um sports bra. And I would be super upset with that. I don't like non like a bra without structure.
I would just want something comfortable because you're already going to be miserable anyway. You're locked up in prison. Like it would round a bunch of women. Literally, the only thing you need is to not let the sandbags sway in the wind.
And they can't give you anything with wire, which I'd be super upset with because every one of my bras has wire. But if they were to give
Uh,
you a bra with wire, you could absolutely fashion a weapon with that.
Mine fashion themselves into weapons and stab me in the
Oh,
chest.
or right into your armpit.
Yep. I
Did it
hate
ever
an
come up and
underwire.
hit your under your chin,
No,
like
but
you're like least expecting it?
I've gotten stabbed in between the boobs. It gets the other one when it comes out. I hate them. So he says the connection they had in prison has translated to a connection in real life. I don't know if she feels the same way.
No, mm, but okay. In one way, we speculated that what he said was true when he interviewed with us is that they weren't really in a relationship. I can see that, but then I'm kind of seeing like a little bit as like maybe he was like a little bit of a mentor for her or something, and that he does really seem like concerned about how she's going to be on the outside and whether she's going to stay on the straight and narrow. I'm like on the fence about whether or not this woman was like real or not. I don't know.
Well, the next second, though, I mean, the producers like to do them dirty, but the very next thing
Mhm.
is she says it's easier to get through your prison sentence when you have someone on the outside supporting you, and even easier when you have more than one person supporting you.
Mhm.
So she comes out almost right out the gate admitting to using Tyrese.
Yeah. And like Tyrese said in his interview, like when you have she said she had like 8 or 9 men, right? So you have all these men putting money on your books, or you're talking to all these men. There's only so much you can buy in prison. There is only so much you can buy.
Right.
Like unless you're doing drugs.
We have been told that the cost of phone calls and messages is high, but I don't know that you
Yeah.
can like $90,000 high seems a little much. Although Lizzie admitted that she spent the majority of that money on drugs.
And we that is knowing what we know now, that's probably was an inflated amount.
Mhm.
But I guarantee you that a 20-cent pack of Marukan ramen noodles probably costs like $4. I guarantee you. It's all like a Snickers bar is probably like $5. I think that it's probably inflated. I
Probably.
also feel that. Mhm.
Next up, John and Christiana, and John calls Christiana's mother to let her know he dropped her off and invites her to lunch.
Mhm. Yeah, so he's got that fucking altar still in the truck.
What's he
So
going to do
I'm
with it?
assuming this is I'm like, I'm hoping this is like directly after and he's like going to mom's and he's just not having that altar chilling in the back of the truck for like a week because it may be hard to like remove.
I
I don't
think
know.
the way they made it look was he came directly from dropping her off at the halfway house and he was having lunch because he mentions that the three of them were going to have lunch together, but they ran out of time.
True. I mean, there could have been like maybe a couple days in between he like was at like a hotel and he didn't have time or the tools to
Yeah.
take down the altar in the fuck truck.
Right. He introduces himself, invites her into the fuck truck, and then they get on their way to lunch.
It's like, hey, mom, you don't know what I planned on doing to your daughter in this truck. Let's go to lunch.
So he says he's worried about the location of the halfway house, and her mom agrees that it's not good. And we know that she's been there, I believe she said something like 4 times in the past.
hmm Um, the area, I guess, where the halfway house is particularly harsh. I know zero about Dubuque. I don't know anything about it at all. She says like Dubuque has playgrounds and really bad playgrounds and really bad playmates. So I'm guessing it's like a high crime, high drug area where that halfway house is, and it makes kind of sense because it's not like they're gonna throw a halfway house in like a really upscale, nice suburban area because people would have a fucking shit fit.
Right. So John says he doesn't know Christiana's mom, but he really wants her to like him. I would hope so. I mean, you guys are married.
hmm and then he drops the bomb about the fact that they had a Native American ceremony. And she asks why he chose to go native because Christiana is Christian.
The thing about it is, it didn't seem to bother Christiana at all. Like it may bother mom, but it's not mom's life.
hmm Yeah, I mean, there are some religions that are like very, like, if she's like a devout Christian Catholic, like, mom could be more old school than Christiana would be, which makes sense, right? Because like mom could be like, "Oh, we're Catholic and you only get married in a Catholic church." I kind of see that, but I kind of can see like Christiana being like, "Oh, well, it's fine. I wanted to get married and we had a Native American ceremony." Like things change as generations go.
Well, and I mean, mom asks him, like you said, why would you do this if Christiana's Christian? And he goes, native is what I know. That's also fair. Like, this is part of him. Why should it be Christian? Because she's Christian? He's not. You know what I mean? It's the
Mhm.
same either way you go. Somebody has to give up something. Why should it always be the non Christian individual who has to give up?
That is true, and he does say that they have talked about all this, and that's just something that they have to discuss further. But I'm guessing, like, it's like so in essential or essentially, it's like whether you want to keep continuing to practice your religion, because although the native culture is not really a religion, I wouldn't call it a religion, but it is a way of life. And if John chooses to live native, then if his wife should, I'm guessing, lived the same way, right? I mean, it would make sense. So I'm guessing that's what they have to discuss.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
So mom says that she had hoped that they would get married in a church and she'd be able to walk Christiana down the aisle. Again, it doesn't matter what you want. It matters what
Mhm.
they want and what they did, and you just accept it and move on. Nobody's done anything to you personally.
I think that this could be that she's sick. And it could be something like maybe she knows, and is near. and it was just something she kind of wanted, which is it made me a little bit sad.
I mean, she lived for several years after that because she just passed away very recently.
Yeah, but I feel the oxygen and the way she looked, I feel like it was known that she had not long.
And then she comes in and she says she doesn't know if Native American weddings are real. What the fuck kind of thing is that to say? Like, that pissed me off.
That was a weird and very, yeah, it that that was rude. I'm sorry.
To
I
say
feel
the
for her, that
least.
was really rude. Yeah.
But mom asks John how long he and Christiana have known each other, and he says 3 months. That's not much time.
Now, if she and mom have a close relationship, do you really think she didn't know that it was only 3 months?
Right.
And based on the fact that we know they were already married before they got married?
And then mom's asking him if he's ever been married before, and he's like, yeah, 4 times. He's
So we
super.
know that 2 of those times were, the same person, but still, like, people argued with me on the internet about, is 2 times still equals 2 times?
Who cares?
It was the same person. But yeah, so he says his first wife, he ran off and married her cousin while he was still married to his first wife. So I don't know what state they're in, but I don't know if there's a state where that's legal.
I don't think it's ever legal to marry somebody when you're already married.
Right? So that doesn't even count as a real marriage. So I'm not counting that. I'm sorry.
Well, mom asks him why this marriage is going to be different from all of his others, and he says he and Christiana have being an inmate in common because, as we remember, he was locked up in prison for, I think, 10 years or something.
Yeah. Well, he committed some pretty serious fraud. Now, I don't think he was in and out of prison like Christiana was, although I think he is making it seem like that. He had a long stint in prison, but somewhere along the way, he also raised children. So I don't know the timeline of all of this, but the story is that he overdrew his bank account at the time of $200,000, and that is because he was committing check fraud. So he would do a fraudulent check, and the most he'd ever done was $36,000. And then what he would do is deposit the check, withdraw the money, and then he said it became an addiction. I'm gonna guess because it was like so easy. And then he
Oh,
got caught.
yeah. So we find out that he was released from prison in 2008 and he hasn't been in any trouble since. So he must have pulled it together during that long sentence.
I'm guessing it's mainly because probably he had to raise his children, because we know he raised his children alone because the mother of his children was a drug addict.
And her mom is sitting there looking at him like he's crazy. But if we're honest, it's not like this is another situation where they're like, oh, my child is so wonderful. I don't know if you deserve them. Christiana, to be fair, has been in and out of prison her entire adult life.
And that's the thing that we have just discussed many times, is that these moms or dads act as if their daughter or son is some sort of a prize. You have a person who has been in and out of prison their entire life, cannot survive on their own, doesn't have a dime or literally anything to their name. If they didn't have someone helping them, they would walk out the door to homelessness,
Hmm.
basically. So to act as if your child, the criminal, the lifelong criminal, the lifelong drug addict, is any sort of a catch and you're concerned as to whether they're gonna be in a bad position is fucking wild. It is.
It's something else. I mean, and then her mom says that she had hopes that Christiana would get married to a good man who would take care of her. How do you know John isn't a good man who will take care of her?
I think she did have a good man who was willing to take care of her. I feel as if after talking to John, I think had she stayed on the straight and narrow, had she really actively tried to get her life on track, they would probably still be together and they would have a functional marriage and life.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think that Christiana was ready for that, clearly. She's still in and out of jail and prison.
So mom tells us that she's not sure that John is going to be good for Christiana. I'm not sure that she isn't going to be good for, like, he would be good for her. He's been good for her from what we've been able to see. He may be a little eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad guy.
I'm not mad at eccentric. I like eccentric. I kind of wish I could be eccentric, honestly. But I feel like this is a case where Christiana is bad for John,
Yes.
not John being bad for Christiana. It's the other way around.
And I like Christiana, but I also feel like you're right. He's it's her. It's not him, it's
It's
her.
her.
So mom says she had a problem with the halfway house because she got overwhelmed and then she ran. We're talking about Christiana here. Um, I don't feel like it's just that one situation though. Like I feel like she gets overwhelmed really easily.
So it's not these halfway houses. They are not, I don't understand the point in them. Well, I kind of do. They're not like jails. They're not like prisons. They're barely monitored. They put people there as a middle of the road between prison and then life on your own. You're put there so that you can get a job, get your life together, get your finances together, and then move out and be and start your life on the straight and narrow. Because they're not monitored very closely, there is a lot of drugs, a lot of criminal activity, and basically you're exposed to all the shit that got you in trouble in the fucking first place. That's what happened to her. Literally, we're saying, "Oh, she got overwhelmed." Yeah, she didn't get overwhelmed. She relapsed.
Yeah.
That's what happened. It's not called being overwhelmed. And mom said that she hasn't even seen her in 4 years. And Christiana was on crack cocaine. When you're on crack cocaine, you don't give a fuck. You don't care if you're not seeing your mom for 5 years, even though she's sick 4 or 5 years. You don't care.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Mhm.
Now, her mom says that she wants to go out with both Christiana and John so that she can see them together and see how real the relationship is. Again, it's not really your place. They don't have
No.
to perform for you to make you believe that their relationship is real. That's a weird thing to say.
What's she looking for? She wants to see if they yeah, it's weird. I don't feel good. Honestly, if I ever said something like that to my kids, they'd be like, "Mom,
Right?
what?"
Next up, Jessica and Maurice, and they're out to eat, and the waitress asks if they know what they want, and she says, not yet, and he says he's ready, and then he starts trying to order, and she's like, I kind of need some time. What the fuck, Maurice? What the hell?
At first, I didn't know where they were going with this. And tell me if you caught this, because the waitress was attractive, and I thought, "Oh man, they're gonna try to play this as that Jessica's getting pissed because the waitress is attractive," and then they didn't go that direction, and I was like, all right." But you thought so too? Yeah.
Absolutely, that's where I thought it was going. And I think to a degree she was upset because he seemed to kind of be flirting with the waitress a little bit. And you could see she was irritated, but then she's even more irritated. Like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I want. Why are you ordering your food? But he is so wrapped up in himself and what he wants and what he's doing, and he can just do anything, and she should get out. It's just, man, I don't know. I'm taking issue with Maurice here.
I feel like it might be a case of him not knowing or acclimating correctly to like the outside world and having a wife. I'm not sure though. It was like was didn't know what was happening. I'm like, dude, let her fucking look at the menu. I like I have to look at the menu. I would be really fucking upset if the waitress just walked up and acted like we were ready after just handing us the menu. Be like, "No, no."
I mean, if they had been there for 20 minutes and she didn't know what she wanted, I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm hungry. I'm
You have
eating.
to order.
Yeah, you have to order now, but that was not how they showed it. And you feel like if that was
No.
the case, they would have played that up as hard as they could have. So he asks her if she wants to go home, and she shrugs her shoulders, and he says, "You don't want to stay at my cousin's house?" And she says, "No." "Well, why would you? You're sleeping on the couch. There's a bunch of kids. Like, that's a terrible situation. Plus the
I would
cousins."
feel I don't like it. I would be
Yeah.
like, "No."
Yeah, exactly. "Let me sleep in your living room while your kids run around." And nothing towards the cousin. It's just one of those situations where, like, this is not an ideal situation.
No, it was amazing for the cousin to offer that, but yeah, especially the kids, I'd be like, I don't like I don't know how you are with kids, but well, I do know how you are with kids. You're good with kids, but like if I don't know the kids, I'd be like, fuck these kids.
No, for
These kids are
sure. For sure. Now, Jessica says that she thought things were going to be completely different when he got out of prison. Why? What would give you the idea that this was going to be? I mean, other than being able to go back to Las Vegas, uh, what did you think?
well, she misses her home and she misses her family, but like it's like Jessica. Jessica, you knew what was fucking happening here. You put yourself in this position. I get it. I would be so fucking miserable too. I understand, but you knew that this was what was going to happen. Neither one of you were ever told, yeah, Maurice is going to walk into that office on that day and they're just going to be like, "Yep, you can fucking go." And see you later and have a nice life. No.
No. She says she wants to get his parole fixed so that they can go home. And, I think that this is really the center of what's bothering her. She just wants to be back, like you said, with her house, with her family, and not be in this fucking terrible situation.
I found myself wondering what the hell Jessica does for a living that she can just be off in Compton and not in Vegas. I was like, what does she do for a living? Did she save up a ton of money? Is her family funding this? Like, what do you do? Because you have a life and you must have worked. So I don't know what's happening here. We don't talk about that.
She says she doesn't want to be anywhere near Compton, and she feels isolated there without her family. And she's really close to her family, so that makes sense.
hmm And then I mean, I feel like I would ask this because this just is me. I'd be like, she says, "Can you just ask for a supervisor to see if it's fixed?" That's very much a me thing.
I
I would
that was
totally ask this.
It's such a weird thing to say. Like, I'll go ask parole supervision if they can expedite this for you because we don't want to live here on your cousin's couch anymore.
I got her in that moment. I'm like, yeah, Jessica, I get you. But Maur- Maurice says, at a job, do you just like go to your manager and say, "Hey, I need to speak to the owner"? And it is that is valid. Like, it is totally valid. That is actually like a very good comparison of what she's asking him to do.
He does tell her that if she doesn't feel safe, she may need to go home, and then he'll follow once parole has granted him permission to do that.
And she doesn't want to, but I feel like she would eventually do this. Like if it took long. And he says, "I'm free, but I'm not free." Yeah. That's got to be a terrible thing. You're literally still under the like watchful eye. They put you out into the world, but you're still not able to like get your life back. It's got to be
Right.
frustrating.
It'd have to be. So he says, "Oh, the things we do for love." And she goes, "What are you doing for love?" And he said, "I'm violating my parole." She does not love this idea. And this is not about love. This is just about what Maurice wants.
Uh, hmm, I don't know because he said several times he wants to get out of there. He wants to meet his future mother or future. They are his mother and father-in-law. His mother and father-in-law. He I feel he desperately wants to get out of there because I think he thinks if he's there, he has much more chance of going back to prison.
which is
He
true.
wants to get out of there. Yeah.
I mean, the longer he's in Compton, the more likely it is that he will end up back in prison.
I don't know where this goes, but I feel he loves her. I think he likes her or loves her. I
I would hope
do.
so.
I think he does.
So after he tells her that he's going to violate, and she's like, no, 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 we're not going to do that. He's like, hey, what's the worst that could happen? Dude, you are a 2-time felon in a third strike state. You could go back for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and they're gonna plan on going to Vegas. I don't think to stay, but they want to go to see her family. And she says, if we get pulled over, you're literally instantly gonna go back to prison because you're not supposed to leave the state. And it is a huge risk. Anything could happen. She could have a tail light out. Uh, l- uh, uh, I don't know, in New York State, I don't know how the rules are other places. If you have a light out on your license plate, you get pulled over. So literally anything. She could go the speed limit the whole way there, and the cop could just be like a dick and be like, I'm just gonna pull this car over because I have nothing to fucking do. And then Maurice is back. And then
Yeah,
Maurice is back in prison for life.
for life. Like, there's what are you going to
Hmm.
do at that point? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's such a bad idea. And she tells him he's got to follow the rules, and he's like, fuck the rules. Man, come on.
Oh, I get it, but it this feels again a little bit set up. We don't know, but like I feel like this is just such a risk to just see your mother and father-in-law make your wife happy. I'd be like, fuck this. Let's just wait it out because if we wait it out, at least we can have a real life together.
Which
But
is
he just
true.
says, yeah. And he's just like, well, let's go. Because at the end of the day, he just wants her to know that, like, he's on her side and he takes risks and they're just going to go to Vegas. The risk you're taking is that your wife is going to lose you for life. That's not a risk I'd be willing. Yeah. I'd be like, Jessica, stop being a fucking brat because you're going to lose your husband.
And they leave the restaurant and they're like arguing, but they're also holding hands.
Yeah.
She does seem legitimately angry with him though. Like it doesn't seem to be frustration. I feel like she's getting steamrolled. He's just making her do this
Hmm.
and also blaming her while he does that. So
Yeah.
next up, Tyrese and Shanda crawls in the back seat of the car and she says, I know you were looking at my ass. And he says, I can't look at your ass? Aren't I your man?
That's a fair statement. She says it feels great to be out in the free world, and she's nervous because in total, like face to face, they have only seen each other in person 24 hours in total. That doesn't mean like since she's been on the outside, that means like all the times he's visited her in total, it's been 24 hours. And that this is kind of like a different experience. Absolutely. Absolutely it would be. I get it.
But that's a lot more than a lot of our couples have seen each other. He went to
Like
visit her.
0.
Yeah, a lot. He went to see her. She tells him that he came way overdressed, but then he says, well, she would look good in anything she wears. So I don't think she was criticizing him. I think she's just like, we are not dressed in the same caliber at this point. Like you are wearing this fancy ass blue suit and I'm wearing this relaxed casual outfit.
I don't know. I kind of thought she looked classy. I mean, I liked it. I thought it went together. I thought it was quirky on top of quirky. Because she had like furry sleeves on that jacket. I really love that jacket. I'm like, ooh, that jacket. I want it.
You can find it on Temu. I don't know.
Timu.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea where you can get.
I guarantee you, if oh hell, you just put me on a mission. I mean, I need to find that jacket now on Timu, and I bet that I can. I'm gonna send it to you later.
He says he's looking forward to having sex with her, but she has to get on the bus to go to the halfway house and she's hungry. So no time for the little nookie.
You know what though? Like with the shitty food, and some prisons have really fucking shitty food. I have to say that I would be like food first. I would.
Yeah.
Would
I
be
yeah.
food first. I'm sorry.
And then she eats her dessert first and he's like, "Why are you doing that?" Because she's been in fucking prison, man. Like I would
Yeah.
think, though, I would probably want real food because I feel like it would be harder to get real food than it would be to get treats. Like, I feel like you could get a ton of little Debbie's in commissary, and he's or
Mhm.
somebody, her other 9 people, have been keeping her commissary full.
I mean, that looked like a good ass dessert though. I'm never a fan of number one dessert after a meal or a dessert before I'm going to eat a meal, but it looked like a good dessert. And if you've been in jail or prison and you haven't had a good dessert in a while, I could see why she was excited to
Oh,
eat
yeah.
literally anything better than than prison food.
So they talk about the first time that they met, and she says that he gave her something to look forward to while she was in prison.
Mhm. So, yeah, she then starts talking about, like, while they were in prison, or she then starts talking about how while she was in prison and how he would send her photos of himself, and that she would show all the women, the photos of her guy, and it was all, like, gym photos of, like, his muscles, and, like, we remember talking to him in his interview, I could see that coming through his shirt, and I was like, "Oh," because like, he looks like a, like, kinda, like, chunky guy, right? Until you see his gym photos, and I'm like, "Oh, I guarantee you some of those girls were really jealous because he is a good-looking
He
man."
is, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
good-looking guy who a muscular, good-looking guy. You missed
Yeah.
out, Shonda.
Yeah. Chanda.
Chonda. She says whenever she thinks about him, he puts a smile on her face because he's nice and he has a good heart. Then why are you playing? Like, why even go with a storyline where you play him?
Uh-huh. And he is such a nice guy. Anyone who could shit on Tyrese, it's like, how? It's funny because the only thing they can shit on Tyrese for is the suit. And then they also say that he was like naive, right? But they can't see anything else because this guy was a genuinely nice guy.
Right. So they talk about what it will be like for her at the halfway house, and he says there will be different rules. And she said the hardest part is there will be a lot more drugs and contraband that's going to be available to her.
Mhm. Yep, and that's really concerning. It's supposed to be the place where you get your life started, and instead it's going to take you backwards. She said growing up, her dad got arrested for manufacturing methamphetamine, which makes sense as to why this is the way that her life went. And then her mom was an alcoholic, and she literally drank herself to death, and it's very, very sad. And by the way, we didn't mention that Shonda is a very attractive woman, and I can fully see why she would have had 9 men wanting to get her ramen noodles.
Well, and we find out that she's been in and out of prison since she was 16, all because of drugs.
Yeah, it's sad.
She says as soon as she would get out, she would fall right back into drugs. She'd relapse immediately. And now her main focus is herself and getting her life together. And he agrees with her. Like he is trying to motivate her, telling her she can accomplish whatever she wants.
Hmm. She said she can count on one hand the many facilities she has been in because of drugs, and like this has been like just a lifelong thing for her since 16 years old. She wants to get her life together because she just doesn't want to be a loser for the rest of her life. And sometimes people get to the point to where they're just like, I have had fucking enough. And I feel, and I hope, and according to Tyrese, that is where she is, and that she is still out and she's free, and hopefully doing well.
She says that she feels alone in the world sometimes and it scares her. And he says he knows that she doesn't have any family support, but he's always going to be there to support her.
Hmm. Yeah, he says, if you ever run into obstacles, you can call me. This is that scene where he's talking to her in that way. That made me believe him in his interview with us that he actually was only just a mentor for her, because the way that he was speaking to her, it was like it didn't feel like the hey, we're going to be together and I'm going to help you. It felt like the like if you're out and you're by yourself and you're living life and you have a problem, you call me.
Hmm.
That's what it felt like. So in that moment, I believed him that they were never in a relationship.
Well, she brings up, as you said, that she was talking to 8 or 9 other men, and
Hmm.
production asks her if she continued to talk to them after she started talking to Tyrese. And she says, well, I guess you could say I was using them. So she never said no. So it sounds like, honestly, it sounds like she was playing Tyrese. But if they didn't have the relationship, as he says, how is she playing him? But production really wanted to hammer that in.
But these 8 or 9 guys didn't, they could be total freaks, total weirdos, old men, immobile in a bed, 400 to 600 pounds, being like, I'll give you money. Shonda. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or
they
maybe
don't.
not.
It doesn't mean that she's got 8 or 9 quality men like Tyrese just waiting in the wings. It could be anyone. I mean, it can be gross, we fucking weirdos with a fetish. We don't know.
Right.
Like, maybe Tyrese was the only one that was like, hey, when I get out, I'm not going to become a skin suit.
Next up, Sean and Destiny, and he's in the kitchen cutting berries, and she comes in and asks him if her outfit looks like what people in Vegas wear, and he tells her she looks hot.
Mhm. Yeah, doesn't everyone wear a maroon shirt with pink pants? Because that looked amazing.
I I I don't have anything to say about it. I don't even know.
You need to say something about it because you and I know that that didn't fucking match.
It was not good. It was not good. But oh, she says she feels like running around naked. Why? Keep the ugly clothes
Because,
on.
well, she wants to run around naked because her fucking outfit doesn't match. But she asks him if she looks good or do I look too fat? And he says no. Thank God he said no, because the way that we've heard Sean speak so far, I thought he was going to fucking say yes. So he said the right words. He said, you look good. No.
Well, you'd think
Thank God.
in order to have 6 kids with somebody, he had to say the right thing sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. 6 times.
Well, Hector and his wife Veronica show up, and Sean says he's known Hector for 8 years. And he says, see, she didn't catfish me. And Hector goes, no, but you might have catfished her.
Okay, then we go into this really weird scene where Destiny is trying to take like a can opener, like the handheld one that you like crank and open a can with, and she's trying to open a beer with the top of it.
Right.
And I don't know if that's what that function is for, but then Hector just grabs the beer and goes boom and opens it up because it's a fucking twist top.
No, he took it off with his ring, his wedding ring.
We did?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay. I
she
thought he
goes,
twisted it up.
no, she goes, oh, how did you do that? And then she goes, I need a ring, Sean.
Okay. Sometimes I miss stuff.
So Veronica said she doesn't know anything about Destiny and that Hector had told her that Sean goes on these weird apps and dates girls in jail. That's what you want people to say about you.
Yeah, no. Oh, we missed the part where she said that she was used to drinking hand sanitizer.
Oh, I didn't
Ugh.
hear that. Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
So Hector asked her what she thought of Sean when she first met him and whether there were fireworks, and she said, oh, yeah, there were fireworks for sure. I didn't see them.
I, mm, we know Destiny wears glasses, and I'm just like, dude, did you like not have your glasses?
Couldn't see him.
You couldn't see him. You
She,
were
clo-
squinting.
she
You're like,
closed her eyes when she went in for a kiss, so she doesn't know what he looks like.
oh, I still can't. Okay. of all the people we have covered on this show thus far, to go in on a kiss would be the worst with Sean and Scott thus far. Scott from season 3, not deceased Scott. I'm going to say these have to be the two worst. Can you imagine?
And I don't want to. It just grosses me out. She says she just got out of jail, so anything would be fireworks to her. And then, like, Sean's looking at her disapprovingly, like, well, thanks.
Um, you're okay. He's lucky anyone wants to kiss him ever. All right. All right. She, okay. Destiny wants a fucking party. She's never been in Vegas.
Yeah.
And okay, same girl, because I've never been in Vegas and I still want to go. But Hector says like Vegas is the one place where you could really make it or break it. I think that I don't know if he was talking about gambling. I think he meant like you're either gonna go home for the night or you're gonna fucking go to jail.
Well, I mean, drinking, gambling, it all, like he said, it all goes 24 hours a day.
Yep.
They're like, it's dangerous for her to be out here because you can drink 24 hours a day. Who needs to drink 24 hours a day? Like, take a 2-hour break, or I don't know. Just, that's crazy work.
I mean me, but yeah, you can drink 24 hours a day. That is my goal, Jen. The goal is to go to Vegas with you with that hat, and we're gonna drink 24 hours a day. No, it would
Yeah.
never happen.
I'm not going to drink an hour a day, let alone 24 hours
It's
a day.
it's a magical hat. It will allow you to drink for 24 hours a day.
One day you can drink for 24 hours.
If you wear this hat.
If you wear this hat only. Well, Veronica says that Destiny is a little bit wild for her, and Hector says she just got out of prison. Why are you so on her side, Hector?
I don't know. They they at one point they were like talking about food or something or going out to I don't fucking know. But then this really gross statement happens where they're like, "Well, Destiny says I won't be eating anything, well, except maybe," and then I'm gonna bleep this out, bleep later because I really don't want to say that word because it fucking grosses me out. Do you remember that part?
You don't
They
want
were
to say
talking
dick?
about. I thought she said the C word. Seriously. Like the same word as the P word and the D word, but in the C version.
I don't know. Who
I
knows what she
can't.
said, but it's all the same thing. But not eating so you can drink, so you can get more drunk while you're literally out on bail is crazy work. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? This is how she
The
ended up in
less you eat,
prison.
well, the less you eat, and then the more alcohol you drink, the worse you're gonna fucking be. At least eat
Yep,
something.
yep. But she did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So Hector says, you never know when you're going to go back in, so you might as well enjoy it. And Veronica says, she's probably going back tonight. That's what I would think too.
Oh man. So then they're driving and everyone's ready to get drunk, and Hector said he's ready to get drunk and twerk, and Destiny says I'm ready to do the same thing, and I'm like, not in those pants.
Next up, Quaylon and Chevelle, and he's lying in bed, and she comes over and kisses him.
Oh boy, these two. I can't. I don't I'm not feeling it. I don't think it's real. Um I don't know. How do you feel about these two? I feel like Quaylon's not on board.
I wouldn't know their secret. I don't know. Like, obviously, since they're not still together, it didn't work out, but I don't know why.
Yeah. They cut to a scene where he's like hugging Maela and she tells him, "Why do you smell like that?" And I at that moment I couldn't really hear exactly what she said, but I'm guessing he stinks from like not having proper soap deodorant and shit in jail, in prison.
Could be. I don't know. You'd think he would have showered. Otherwise, he probably smells like sex. Um,
Well, that's true because they were at the hotel together. So,
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. He said that he had a great first night out of prison, and that they had sex 3 times the night before. And he says he fucked the life out of her. Well, I think we could have
Oh,
gone without that.
I I don't want to know that, or yeah, I can do without.
Well, and when he pulls up to see Maila, he's holding a jar with a fish in it.
Um, yeah, weird. I would have got her like a teddy bear.
Right? A fish just seems like it's not the right, this isn't the right time for that.
They're gonna be flushing it in like 2 days.
Well, he says he's worried about meeting her mom and the questions that she's going to ask him. That's fair.
Yeah, he says that that's her baby girl, and so I think he's just thinking he's gonna be grilled, mostly about whether he actually wants to spend the rest of his life with her, of course.
Mom welcomes him home and starts asking him about his plans with Chevelle and Maila, which is her main concern, and it would be mine too.
Yeah, she wants to know if he's ready to adapt back to life. And then she just is like, well, what are your plans with my daughter? And instead of saying, well, I plan on being Maila's dad and I plan on marrying your daughter, he goes, well, I'm just taking my time and I want to be strategic. Can't say the word. Strategic.
Strategic.
Strategic. I just had a Michael moment.
So mom asks him if marriage is in the plan, and he says he doesn't know because they need to get to know each other. Now he seems like he's walking back on all this stuff.
This all is not looking good. That's why I'm like, I don't feel it. I'm not sure. Was the sex not good? Did he realize that he doesn't want to be with a woman? What happened here? But something not good happened. He says, I cannot tell the future with her because I don't know. They still have to get familiar with each other. Because it's life together is very different from life on the phone, basically, because that's all they've really done is just like talk on the phone mostly. All fair, but like I feel like something happened that didn't go well with their night together. I don't know because he seemed all on board until their night together. Call me crazy.
Well, mom tells him that if he decides to walk away, Maila is going to be really hurt. And he tells us, separate from that, that part of what has drawn him to Chevelle is that he didn't feel as alone and he needed something good to focus on. And having her and Maila while he was in there helps him focus on positivity in his life.
These women have to stop telling their children that they're going to have instant daddy. They have to stop that. They have to stop that. Um, I mean, it puts a lot on the man, especially someone like Quaylan that's been in prison for a fucking long ass time, 12 years, to walk out and be like, here, now you need to be a husband and a daddy. That's a fucking lot. He never should agree to that, number one. Number two, Chevelle should never have said to Maila, you have a daddy. Like this is all a setup for massive failure and it's wrong. All across the board
Absolutely.
wrong. Mhm.
Mom says she's not convinced yet, and Chevelle has made the mistake of putting all her eggs in one basket before. Haven't we all?
Completely. Completely. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Um again though, Chevelle, not a bad looking girl. Didn't have to go this way. Why? Why are you doing this to yourself? We don't know. Um so mom just doesn't want to make a decision and like decide that she knows him from just like one meeting. So she needs to like, get a little bit more information going. He wants to know that he's like doing the right thing. He's questioning himself. He is clearly questioning himself. He he spoke too soon. I think he's like backing out. I really do.
Something is going on for sure. Now, she says that when he was in jail, he was promising that they would get married within 3 months. She said she wants them to get to know each other, but since Maila calls him daddy, it's a big deal already. Like she's saying, I can't have a kid without having a husband. I can't have this, like she is making Quaylen a huge portion of her life. Like everything is so dependent on him. This man just served what, 12, 14 years? And he's never been a father. He's never been in an adult relationship. And you want him to take
He's never he's never been an adult on the outside
yeah,
world, though.
yeah.
He shouldn't have allowed this. It's bad for her to do this to him, but he should not have allowed this.
And he shouldn't be
He shouldn't have been in
promising.
this.
Yeah. You
Mhm.
can't promise things and then get mad when the person you promised wants you to follow through on those things. But she says
Yeah.
marriage is what she wants and she needs a proposal within 6 months.
You don't predict that. You don't predict that. That's up to him. You don't predict that.
I
Unless
mean,
this is a mutual agreement going, "Yeah, do you wanna get married in 6 months?" "Yeah, I wanna get married in 6 months." "Okay, well, let's plan a wedding 6 months from now." She's just deciding his life for him? No, that's not how it goes.
well, wouldn't you want him to be as much on board as you are? I mean, to just say, you have to propose to me within 6 months. What if he doesn't want to get married? So you can get what you want. You can get the proposal. You can have the wedding and be married. But that doesn't mean he's not going to leave.
What kind of a marriage or a commitment is an ultimatum? That
Right.
doesn't make sense. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing.
Back to Destiny and Sean, and she says she's ready to party, and she doesn't give a fuck what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hector and his wife are just like, Sean, you're in trouble. And then she's just like, I'm ready to drink. And then they're at like a bar, but I think it's like a bar in a casino, or maybe every bar is a casino, or every casino is a bar in Vegas. Because I know that they're sitting down and there's like a slot machine later in the scene. But Destiny orders her drink and she says to the bartender, can you make me like the best drink? And the bartender says, do you want it hella strong? And Destiny says, hella. And then she says she just wants to get fucked up. And I believe her.
She's ridiculous. He says if she acts up, he's going to put her outside. And she said if he puts her outside, she'll break the door down. What part of this is
Believe it.
attractive? I know, but what part of the way she's behaving is remotely attractive?
The boisterous kind of like, yeah, like I feel like I have seen Destiny, not Destiny herself, but Destiny like a million times on the drunk party girl body cam things I watch on YouTube.
What a
With the
mess.
screaming and yelling, and I haven't drank anything, and she's got like a 4 point whatever or point 0.4 BAC alcohol level. I don't know how it goes, but whatever. You get my drift. But yeah, it is all like a recipe for disaster. Hector says that you thought or Hector, they're sitting down, they have their drinks and shit. Hector says, "We thought that you were catfishing, Sean." And Destiny says, like, "Why? Why wouldn't they?"
Well, then Destiny points out to Hector that Sean told her that he was 36. And Hector's like, oh, he was catfishing you 10 years worth. Like I said, Sean was also catfishing her. I am not a Destiny fan by any means, any stretch of the imagination, but
They're both awful.
they
Let's just
are. They deserve each other.
They do. They honestly do. I swear. Like, if any couple, I was like, God, I hope that you two just exist together for eternity. It is Destiny and Sean
She
to
tells them
torture each other for life.
She tells them that if Sean hadn't taken care of her, she would have found someone else who would have because she always makes sure
Oh,
she's good. That's fucking disgusting, man. I
I
don't
was like,
care.
man,
Right, that says I don't care about him at all.
no, it's yeah, like she's like, well, if he didn't do anything for me, there's plenty of motherfuckers that will. Well, nice. Nice. Like that's what you say to someone that is like, I want to take care of you. I want to marry you. Well, if you don't, plenty of motherfuckers will. Oh, great. Great. Awesome.
Yep.
Let's get married.
She says nothing stops her from doing what she wants to do. And I believe that. And that's
Yep.
why she's in
She's
fucking jail all the time.
she said it a million times. So Sean says that he's like shy and quiet and that he's to himself and she's outgoing. Then why the fuck would you think that this would be a good fit for you? Why?
Hector asks her how many girlfriends she's had, and she says none because she doesn't get down like that. But then she immediately tells us that she's had sex with a woman a couple weeks prior, but he doesn't need to know that.
Such a fucking lie because she said she actively likes women and that she dates women. Such a fucking lie. Um, and then Hector says, and this part fucking grossed me out. I may have had to I should have probably let you read this. Hector says, well, what's the craziest thing you've seen in prison? And Destiny says that there was a girl getting a curling iron shoved up her. I'm going to use the word hoo ha, and it
Mm-hmm.
was turned on. And at that moment, I wanted to like die. I just wanted to die.
Yeah. That's that was a fucked up story. That would be fucked up to
Fuck,
see. Ugh. Ugh.
I can't.
She says she's trisexual, which means you can do whatever you want. We'll just make it up and I am going to have sex with everyone.
Yeah, she says she will try anything. And then she throws in there like a chubby guy, a man, and a woman at the same time, whatever, because I feel like she was inching towards like maybe Hector, maybe she wanted a wild night with like Sean, Hector, and his wife. I didn't know what was happening there, but they like immediately like panned to Hector when she
I
said chubby guy.
I feel like if they would have been down for it, then she would have been down for it.
100%. We didn't need that. I was like, I hope you're not going here.
Hector asks her, she's like, so do you have a list? And she's like, oh yeah, I want a car. And he's like, no, I mean like of things you want to do. And she says,
Well,
I want to get a bank account. I am
that,
sure
but
you do.
first, I think she thought that he was saying, what do you want to do? Like, what's on your sexual, like, bucket list? And then she's like, oh, I want a car.
Yeah, but I thought the same thing. What do you mean, do you have a list? I was like, of what? Like of people that she's already slept with, people that she wants to sleep? Like, what are you talking about?
It was weird. And all the while, though, did you notice that, like, Hector's wife wasn't upset at all about him questioning her about all this shit? I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's happening here?
Mind your business, Hector. Hector, my boy. Well, Hector asks her if she loves Sean, and she says yes. I don't believe you.
No, but I do believe she would still marry him just based on the fact that it would make her give her a life, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, she just wants to eventually get married and be normal. Okay, okay then.
Right. And
All right.
not eat so that she can get drunker.
Yeah.
Hector says that Sean is looking for a Mrs. Sean, but Destiny is looking for a Mr. Take me out and do whatever I want. And that is accurate.
See, Joe, he saw the future. He saw that Hector was his boy and that Hector was going to speak the truth. He was going to be the bearer of wisdom, and he is.
Well, Veronica says that Destiny is just looking for money and she wants to get as much as possible out of Sean. And I think that's right.
I'm not sure if it's just money though. I just think that it's like, hey, we're going to live together. You're going to give me everything that I want, and I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to come home to you at night after not having to do anything. You're going to provide to me, provide for me, and I'm just going to fucking railroad you. That's what I feel like's going on here. Not just money.
I feel like it's okay to be taken care of by somebody, like to be provided for by somebody, if you're not a piece of shit who is using them. If you don't expect that kind of stuff out of somebody, it is okay. I don't have any problem with if there is a man or a woman who wants to take care of their significant other. Right on. More power to you. But that person should love you and care for you and have your best interest at heart. You shouldn't just be supporting somebody to have somebody around.
Also, I just don't feel like as if Sean has the means to do this type
Yeah.
of life for her. That on top of everything, I agree with you. Oh, hands fucking down. If I loved someone and they were like, "Hey, I just want you to stay home and I don't want you to work and I just want you to here's my credit card and you just go sit by the pool all day, go shopping and when I come home maybe you can just provide me with some fucking dinner and some sex." I'd be like, "Fuck yeah." Like this is a wonderful life. Like I agree with you, but that's not what's happening here. I don't feel for a second that Sean can provide this life to her,
No.
or if she loves him in the way that she would need to in order for this to be a good, honest deal.
I mean, she's already talking about sleeping with other people, and she's been out
Yeah,
for like a day or something. It's,
a day. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we wrapped this week up with Jessica and Maurice, and they're packing up the car, and she asks him if he's sure they should do this. The answer is he's sure, but no, you should not do this.
No, but they're gonna do it, and when they're driving, she's just saying, "What if we get pulled over?" And he says, "I should have driven." And they're, I don't think it fucking matters. I don't think it
No.
matters.
He probably doesn't even have his license.
See, you know?
She says that she's scared, and he says, yeah, but I want to meet your parents. But when he talks about her parents, he says, my mom, my dad, which is weird. And also, where is his mom and dad? Where are his mom and dad?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have a mom and dad because yeah, I struck me as weird too. Is like I want to see my mom and dad, and I want to see my house. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really talk about his mom or dad, so yeah, true. Maybe he's just I don't know. I don't know. This one's weird. I want to see what goes on. Need to get a little bit further with these two. So he says that he wants to meet the people that made his wife. That seemed pretty sincere, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's immature, but I think he does love her. That's not really in
Yeah,
question. I think he's selfish and immature and probably didn't age past whatever year he went into prison.
agree.
Um, she says that she doesn't want to live out of a suitcase anymore, but she says if he gets violated, his probation gets violated, she's not going to do the prison wife thing again. And I don't blame her at all.
No, not at all. And so this drive is only 4 hours. So I'm guessing they're going to try to get there, meet her parents, do their thing, and then they are going to have to go back. They have to go back. I don't know what their plan is here. Are they going to try to stay there? Or are they going to go back? But if they get caught or if they get like if they like are like, "Oh my god, they would have to drive 4 hours back." That's a long fucking drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what their actual plan is here. We'll probably have to wait till next episode.
Oh, yeah. She said that her family isn't happy that they got married. And we know that because they did not hide that at all right when they were first introduced.
No, not at all. And then he says, "Well, can I just go in and say what's up? What's up, pops?" And she goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that."
Yeah, right?
He
She
seems
says
like not the dad to do that too.
he's already upset. She says her parents would be very upset if they found out that he was violating parole to be there. I would be furious.
Mhm.
Well, she says she feels sick and she's nervous, and he says, don't worry. But then when they get close, she tries to pull off and just hit the exit so he doesn't actually violate.
Yeah, and they have that little scene where you see like an ambulance, a car, and whatever, and I'm sure that that was just like a clip.
Just something they drove by, definitely.
Yeah.
Now he tells her that if she really loves him, she won't turn around. Dude, that reminds me of the old like if you really love me, you'll have sex with me. What do you mean if you love me? Like both of those are gross. Don't say that to her. If you love me, you won't turn around. The reason she wants to turn around is cuz she fucking loves you.
Yeah. If you leave me, you'll keep going and we'll break my parole together, baby.
And they and she says, "What if your parole officer calls?" And he says, "So what?" "So you'll go back to jail. That's what."
And
Ah,
be like, we just decided to go to Texas Roadhouse in Vegas for the night."
yum yum. Who is your VIP for this week?
I'm gonna say Hector and his wife for just seeing straight through Destiny and questioning her every bit of the way, even though Destiny seemed completely oblivious to the questioning.
That's a good one. I chose John for being completely honest with Christiana's mother. He could have told her anything he wanted, but he was honest about it. And you don't come out and tell people your deep, dark secrets unless you are hoping for more a long lasting relationship with them. Why make yourself look bad otherwise?
Yeah.
And your POS?
I chose Quaylon because or Quaylen, however we want to say it, because I just don't feel like I feel like he needs to walk away right now before he gets any deeper because I don't feel like he's in it. I really don't.
He could definitely hurt her.
Mhm.
I chose Chanda for openly admitting to conning Tyrese.
Good one.